When most people talk about Wrike, they don't describe it as another Trello or an alternative to Asana. Wrike isn't the tool you start with. It's the tool you end up with when Asana, Trello, or Monday.com stop being enough. It's heavier, more structured, and gives you the kind of control those lighter tools just simply can't. But that power comes with a catch. People love Wrike for its depth, its automations, its visibility, and then immediately complain about the learning curve, the clutter, and the price once your team grows. So the real question isn't, is Wrike any good? It's, is Wrike the right amount of heavy for your team? Or will it slow you down before it helps you scale? In this video, we are breaking down Wrike, the way that real teams experience it, where it outperforms tools like Asana and Trello, and where its complexity and configurability might become the very thing that holds you back. Hey there, I'm Alex Knowles from softwarefinds.com, and we're curating a library of software reviews, comparisons, and help resources so you can find the right business tools to suit your unique needs. Today, we're taking a deep look at Wrike for project management teams. If you're managing cross-team projects, juggling spreadsheets, timelines, and way too many Slack threads, you've probably wondered if Wrike could bring some order to the chaos. So in this video, we're taking a no-nonsense look at Wrike, how it handles real project work, where it shines, and what to watch out for before rolling it out across your team. Let's get into it. When you first dive into Wrike, you'll notice straight away, this doesn't look like Trello, Monday, or Asana. It doesn't greet you with colorful cards or animations. It drops you into a functional, data-rich workspace. And honestly, that's the whole point. Wrike isn't trying to be cute. It's built for real team juggling, real delivery work. You've got multiple projects, multiple clients, or multiple departments. That said though, if you are used to visual first tools, well, this can feel really dense and there's going to be a learning curve. But once you understand the logic, it's surprisingly efficient and designed to scale with cross-functional teams. You'll land here when you first jump in. This is your inbox. It updates and it's a quick view of your to-dos. However, you can set this to any one of your dashboards where you'll see your assigned tasks, recent activity, and pinned items right up front and center. You can access dashboards through this left side panel. You'll select more, dashboards, and here is your productivity dashboard. Let's set this as the home. And now every time you log in or click the Wrike logo, you'll land straight onto that dashboard and get a high-level view of what is going on. At any time, you can jump back into your inbox from the same left side panel. But what else do we have living over here? You'll see more, which reveals the added functionality of Wrike, which we don't expect in some other project management tools. Think your timesheets for logging billable and non-billable hours, request forms to turn structured intake into automated task creation, and not just simple forms. We've also got reports to analyze your performance, timelines and capacity, calendars, resources, and other advanced views depending on your plan. Below that, you have spaces. Now, think of these as your team hubs, your departments. Each space has its own tools, workflows, permissions, and folders, completely customizable, which we're going to find out soon. Below that, you've got tools, and this section lives inside each space, and it gives you access to your local dashboards, request forms, calendars, custom views, pretty much anything that you've got in that more menu. All of this scoped to that team or that client. It's specific for that department. You've also got projects and folders, and this is where the real work lives, and this is where things happen. Tasks are organized into your folders and projects, which also live inside your spaces. So if you're managing multiple teams or clients, this structure keeps things scalable and clean. And excitingly, we've also got databases, which is one of Wrike's absolute power features. You have the ability to define custom work item types like bug reports, client issues, or contracts, each with its own fields, workflows, and automations. The customization and the configuration of Wrike is unmatched. This is what lets Wrike act more as an operation system rather than a task tracker. To be fair, Wrike's navigation isn't simple, but it is designed for clarity and control once you know what lives where. You've got the one sidebar that connects all your teams, tools, and tasks, and it's up to you whether you want to keep it light or customize it and build out something much more powerful and scalable. For small teams, you could treat Wrike like a structured task board. However, tools like Asana, Trello, and Monday are definitely better suited for that use case. Whereas Wrike is much better for operations-heavy teams or multi-client teams. You have the ability to customize and configure your system so that you can scale into a full delivery engine. Dashboards, automations, custom type, reports, intakes, and more. Now, before we dive deeper into how you can use Wrike, let's look at the structure and the hierarchy of this platform. Plain and simple, Wrike is not a single flat list of tasks. It's layered, it's customized, and that's what makes it powerful for teams managing real projects with real complexity. But it also means there's a learning curve. It's harder to understand. So if you just jump into Wrike and start creating tasks willy-nilly without thinking about naming convention, ownership, or hierarchy, things are going to get messy fast. So let's break down how Wrike actually organizes your work. At the top, you've got spaces. And as we said, spaces are your team zones, your departments, your team hubs. You might have a space for marketing, operations, client projects, or internal tools. And each space has its own tools, dashboards, calendars, workflows, request forms, plus its own folders and projects and permissions as well. Think of spaces like departments or work streams, each with its own environment, and the projects and folders, well, that's where the work gets done. What Wrike does really well is that it understands different departments work differently. And so you're able to customize and configure your project management pipelines to suit each department. Inside your projects, you manage tasks and, of course, subtasks. These are complete with priorities, time tracking, dependencies, and comments. You can also add custom fields, task dependencies, and use multiple views. Now, before we dive in and actually take a look at how you can get your work done and customize your workflows with Wrike, we're going to first look at the bonus layer, which is the power play of this platform, and that is databases. Think of this as custom objects or items. We've got items, campaigns, clients, stories, leads, and tickets. Perhaps you need something that will manage your bug reports or your delivery. Well, Wrike understands that you want a platform that is tailored to your specific pipelines and workflows. Your project management tool should be easily connecting to your CRM or your sales tools. And rather than having multiple tools duct taped together, you can actually build out an entire custom system within Wrike. But let's continue taking a look at how you can visualize and actually get your work done in Wrike. So we're here in a project where we'll have our task lists currently in a table view. We've got a board view, Kanban board, as well as the Gantt chart like we do with plenty of other project management tools. If we open up a task card, we can view the status assignee, the due date at the top. We can actually toggle what we see, and that'll be the rest of the fields, including custom fields, priority or importance, the creator or owner, and other fields. From here, we can add our subtasks or our sub-items, files, approval flows, and dependency flows. Now, this most looks similar to a Zoho projects task card, but it's definitely something that might feel overwhelming for you if you're coming over from a platform like Trello or Monday.com. Below this, you'll have your task description, as well as your comment thread, where you and your team can collaborate, bring in files, and mention anyone and anything. Wrike gives you real project architecture. Plus, the bonus layer, the databases, means that you can connect relational databases and get so much more done. But the trade-off here is that you really need to think about setup and structure. And you and your team will need to follow a strict standard operating procedure to ensure that you don't break what you have set up. Like with any great project management, we have the ability to add dependencies. We can do this directly in the task card or from the Gantt chart view. If we just find our task, select it, we're able to pull that and connect it to the next task. I should also mention that you have the ability to create a calendar view. However, this is considered a tool rather than a separate view of your project folder. Next, let's take a look at what reportings and dashboards are in Wrike. Both dashboards and reports fall under tools. So I've just created a new dashboard here. And from here, we're able to bring in custom widgets. We can bring in things like charts, task lists, tasks by assignee, workflows, and more. There's quite a lot of options that we have here. We also have the ability to create custom widgets, but let's take a look at the templates we have available with Dashboard. We only have a few options within the template library, but let's just quickly jump into project profitability, and that's going to bring in the widgets ready for you. We don't have any data to go off just yet, but I'll be sure to leave in the description of this video some helpful resources on how you can best utilize this awesome feature. Now let's take a look at how Wrike manages fields and custom fields so you can better track your work. Jumping into any table or view, we'll add a field by selecting the add icon to the far right, and we'll see the general and the types of fields that we have available. assignee, location, progress, importance or priority, ID, item type. Then we've got scheduling, which is our dates, our time tracking, our work schedule, finance as well, budget, actual amount, costs, etc. Budget down below there in custom fields. That's right. We can create custom fields. So if we select the custom field icon up the top there, we'll notice the types we have available: text, currency, percent, people. We can also link to databases, meaning that Wrike itself is a relational database platform, which a lot of the project management tools out there aren't. So that's a win. We've also got checkbox duration and formula, which is something that needs to be had within your project management tool so you can do so much more with your data. Then when we actually break down the tasks and the work we're getting done, well, you can open any task by selecting it, which will open up this side panel. Below that, you can also actually drop down to bring in your subtasks. Within that, we've got the status, the assignee, the date. We can also decide on how much information our users and our team sees. We've got the importance or priority, plenty of those general fields as well as our finance fields. And of course, we can bring in our custom fields to do more. We'll have the description down here, which gives more information. But more importantly, we're able to collaborate with the rest of our team directly on our tasks using the comment thread section. And even cooler, we can actually mention not only our other teammates, but our other followers and the people that we bring in as clients or customers that enable us to get more work done. Now, beyond that, Wrike is a configurable platform. So you can include your dependencies, your time tracking, your proofing tools, approvals, AI summaries, and more. And that's why Wrike is such a solid platform. You don't just have that basic task management system. You've got a completely customizable and configurable platform that suits your business's unique project pipeline needs. And something else that we need to mention with Wrike, because it is a unique feature, is proofing and approvals. Inside any task, you can upload assets and then mark them up without leaving Wrike. Reviewers can comment directly, leave timestamp notes, compare versions side by side, and resolve or reply to feedback in context. So no more screenshots being sent through Slack, no more using third-party tools like Markup or Marker.io. You've got almost everything you need within the one platform. And something else that we really need to mention are request forms. So let's select that from the side panel menu. Now, these can be considered much like an intake form. However, we can do a bit more. So let's jump in and manage our forms. So the cool thing here is that we can create a request form, share it with our customers, our clients, our team members. And not only is that just going to capture the data and input it into our project management tool, it's actually going to kick off an automation and turn this into actionable tasks so that you and your team can get work done. Now, something that we must talk about is automations and integrations and how well Wrike actually supports this. I also do need to mention that you've got conditional logic built into your smart forms. This is something that isn't shared by a majority of the project management tools out there, and usually we'll find ourselves using a platform like Fillout, Paperform, Typeform, or Jotform to work around the functionality and the power of the lacking project management forms. But Wrike, we can get so much done with their smart request forms. One of the biggest advantages of Wrike is that it's not just a place to manage work. It's a place that you can actually set up your processes and systems to work for you. Whether you are managing internal ops, client delivery, or creative workflows, automation and integration in Wrike helps reduce manual follow-ups, missteps, and repeated admin. At the heart of automation within Wrike is Wrike Automate, a built-in rule builder that lets you create if this, then that logic. Think trigger event, do this action, do this step. Now, you can do this across tasks, projects, and your custom item types, or your custom objects, which is super powerful. You can build automations like if a task is marked as ready for review, then assigned to a reviewer with a set date. And much like any automation tool or built-in automation workflow, you've got your trigger event, your conditions, and your actions. Now, for repeated processes, think onboarding, campaigns, reviews, reporting. You can pair automation with blueprints. Now, this is Wrike's template system to spin up pre-configured projects, timelines, tasks, dependencies, and assignments. This is what is so powerful about Wrike. You can really configure the system to work for you. You know that with client onboarding, you'll have the same tasks, the same assignees and team members, the same dependencies. So rather than creating that manually each time, you can utilize blueprints so that each and every time a new client comes in and onboarding, the same things happen, the same people are notified. And that is not just a nice to have, It's a must-have for anyone that needs a project management tool to work with their business. Now, when we do look at Wrike Automate or Wrike automations, yes, it is powerful, but it does have limitations. The number of automation actions per user per month will run out fast depending on your pricing plan. You've got complex logic that isn't available and gets clunky, think multi-step conditional flows, and the UI isn't as intuitive as tools like Zapier or Make or the automation that we see on competitive platforms. And when we consider integrations, how well does Wrike connect with the rest of your tech stack? Out of the box, you get Google Drive, OneDrive, Dropbox, Slack, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, Gmail, Outlook, GitHub, Bitbucket, Adobe, calendar syncing, and some more. Now, if you want deeper connections, these are available through Wrike Integrate, and that gives you more complex multi-app workflows. You can lean on using Zapier or Make with Wrike, and if you are looking to do more, they do have public API available. So if you do want to get serious about your work, well, the price tag of Wrike and the automations and integrations it offer, it gets a tick. It's not the most beginner-friendly setup, but once you've mapped your workflows, it saves hours every week and makes your processes repeatable, reliable, and resilient. And that's what we're seeing through Wrike. Yes, there's going to be more of a setup and learning curve, but once you've done that, you've got a system that is uniquely tailored to you and your business needs. So, okay, you are here to learn if Wrike is the right tool for you. And one of the most important factors in that decision is the pricing. What do you get for that price tag? Wrike itself is a valuable platform, and when we take a high-level view of the actual pricing plans, it looks like it's a really solid choice. We've got a free plan that really just gives you the features and functionality if you're getting started and comfortable. You'll find limitations there quickly and bump up to the team plan. But even in the team plan, you might find yourself quickly jumping up to the business. We'll quickly look at what you get with that free plan. We're talking the availability to access this on all devices, project and task management. However, you don't have that real configuration and customization option. You've got board view, table view. You're missing out on calendar, on roadmaps. AI essentials. You're not really going to be using that or utilizing it. And active task limitations apply. That's right. You're not able to run your business on the free plan. It's just an entry level. Then the team plan, well, you get 2 to 15 users. So I imagine for a medium-sized team, you are going to be jumping over that limit pretty quick. Folders and project structure, that's there. Unlimited projects, tasks, and subtasks. You've got one shared space. That's one per account. You've got the dashboards available. Custom fields, unlimited. That's lovely. I like that. Automations, you're looking at 50 actions a month, which is something we mentioned. That's quite a limitation. Only 50 actions per user per month. Let's say, for instance, you've got 50 clients coming through. Every time they onboard and you send a notification to your team, you've run out that month. Then we've got cross-tagging, unlimited free users, Gantt charts, those extra views are available in there, integrations and access to the API, which is something you'll usually see on the second cost tier and not within that first entry level. 2 gigabytes of storage, AI essentials. So you'll see yourself jumping up to the business plan at $25 per user per month, $10 for that entry level. When you need more than 15 users, you want to utilize Blueprints, which is actually setting up this system to automate your guys' project pipeline. Unlimited request forms, spaces, and dashboards, which is something that is limited on that entry-level plan. Then we're looking at approvals. So you're bringing in your team for proofing and approvals. This is essential for project management, resource and capacity planning. It bumps up to 200 actions on that business plan. And on enterprise, we're actually jumping up to 1,000 actions. Now, if we compare the limitations on automation actions to other project management tools, it does fall short. However, we're not taking into account Blueprints is separate from that. Beyond that, custom item types, file uploading and proofing, approvals that falls in, real-time reports, user groups and permissions. You get more functionality with your roles. You've got cloud content, Adobe Creative Cloud extensions. This is great for content and visual teams. External requests to collaboration, use case templates, and you bump up to 5 GB of storage. You'll find yourself bumping up to the enterprise or the pinnacle if you need larger storage, more automations, more access to actually configuring and customizing the platform, admin position, order reports. But the entry-level plan will be very comfy for you small teams. The business, great for medium teams. Enterprise is really when you're going to be looking at building out a real custom system. So bottom line, Wrike isn't cheap, but it's not expensive. There's definitely value there, and you get a customized and configured system that works for you. You won't find yourself molding your pipeline and your processes into a platform like you would with other project management. And that is the big selling point of Wrike, is that it is a platform that can customize and work for you, with you, not against you. You're going to find yourself hit that business plan jumping up from the team plan pretty quickly if you are relying on request forms, more automations, reporting, and add-ons like Wrike Analyze or Integrate, which are not included by default. But more importantly, who is Wrike suited for? Wrike isn't trying to be the most beautiful, elegant tool on the market. It's not trying to be the easiest to use either. It's built for teams who care more about structure, visibility, and process control, and are willing to trade the easy setup and the simplicity in order to get it. Wrike makes sense if you're managing complex projects, you've got multiple roles or departments, you need approvals, proofing, and task dependencies, you want to automate reoccurring work and standardize how projects run, you're part of a marketing, agency, professional service, or ops team that needs accountability, or you've outgrown your typical Asana or Monday.com because you need deeper control over workflows and reporting. Now, there are plenty of cases where Wrike might not be the right tool for you. And this is the case if you are looking for a super simple visual first tool, your projects are lightweight and you don't need that formal structure, you don't have time or the appetite to learn and set up your system, and you expect deep AI, time tracking, reporting, or resource planning on lower tier plans. Bottom line, Wrike is best for teams that need structure and deep complexity within their project management. If your work has defined stages, reviews, deadlines, deliverables, and handoffs, Wrike gives you the control to run it smoothly. But if you just want a lightweight tool or a tool that is easy to get started with and share with your team, then Wrike might not be the right choice for you. If you're still wondering which is the right project management tool for you or which business tools best suit your unique business and its needs, then head over to softwarefinds.com, where we are building a library of software reviews, help resources, comparisons, and guides to help you and your business get started today.